Okay, so last season we all got to enjoy some nice boys love monster in The Summer Hikaru Died. Well, apparently it's the girl's turn now. Step aside, boys, it's the girl's turn, and this monster wants to eat me. A new series about a girl being chased around by a scaly, long-clawed mermaid thing that wants to consume her. Romantically, question mark? I don't know. I have heard a lot of good things about This Monster Wants to Eat Me, at least its source material, and so I was tentatively excited for the series to come out. For me personally, it's around the idea that some sites are listing it as being supernatural, psychological, and horror-based. Now, that's not consistent, so I'm not really sure if those tags are true. A lot of cases, you'll see some on some sites, some get removed, yada yada yada. But those tags always get me. And I had that same sense with Summer Hikaru Died, a series about a person sort of being romantically drawn to somebody, but they're technically a monster and horrific things are happening. That stuff always gets me. As to if This Monster Wants to Eat Me will pull that off, we'll have to wait and see. But this is my thoughts on the first episode, so let's just jump right into it. This Monster Wants to Eat Me opens up with a girl named Hinako, and very quickly we find out this girl is completely devastated. It seems that at some point in her past, her mother, father, her brother, and her were all involved in a car accident together, submerged underwater. It implies that they did everything they could just to get her out of there and to escape, but this has left her to be pretty much the sole survivor of this accident, and she's destroyed. Throughout the episode, it gives a sense that this girl has never left that accident either. She's still there mentally, she's still submerged, and life around her is not really existing. There's even this sense later on where she's at school and her friend Miko's there talking about, how she's always looking after Hinako, and her classmates are all talking about it and bickering about it. And Hinako herself, while they're talking, is just surrounded by water and fish swimming around her. Her mind, again, is still stuck in this tragedy and hasn't left it. Well, one day while she's walking to school, she goes to a bridge and she looks over the side of the bridge. She's looking into the water, and at some point some bubbles come up. And then suddenly a girl next to her grabs her arm and pulls her away from the railing. The girl says, "Be careful, you're going to fall over into the water," and Hinako's like, "No, I'm fine, I wasn't going to fall." But then the girl says, "It looked as if you were wanting to throw yourself in," to which this offends Hinako, and she leaves her. Cut forward to after school, Hinako's about to walk home with Miko before Miko ends up getting called by the teachers. She ends up promising Miko that she'll wait for her to get done with her duties, and then they'll walk home together. While as Hinako is waiting there, she starts to smell the sea itself and the crashing of the waves, before she snaps to it and she's standing next to the sea. Out of nowhere, some hair just shoots out of the water, grabs her leg, and pulls her into the water. But then she finds herself in the arms of the girl that was standing at the bridge. This girl reveals herself to being a mermaid before she attacks and kills the yokai that was attacking Hinako. Hinako's standing there like stunned as to what the hell is going on. Why is there mermaids? Why are there yokai? Why does this girl know my name? This mermaid introduced herself as Shiori, and it explains that she'd been looking for Hinako for a long time. It turns out that Hinako's flesh and blood is especially tasty, but it's going to take a while to mature. And unlike other creatures, other yokai and whatnot that have traveled there to attack her, Shiori wants to wait until she fully matures so it's at its peak point, and so she's going to protect Hinako until that day that she consumes her. And it seems like in order to keep an eye on Hinako, Shiori has decided to transfer into her school, so now she's going to be going to school with her and keep an eye on Hinako until that day that she can consume her. And that's pretty much the gist of This Monster Wants to Eat Me so far. My thoughts so far: this is an extremely, extremely slow burn show. I think most of this first episode, its sole purpose was to emphasize the broken state that is Hinako. Now, again, what it gives a sense of is that her family did everything they could in order to make sure that she alone survived, or at least one of them survived. I'm sure they would probably try to help the brother as well, but Hinako was the sole survivor. And I do like that emphasis the entire episode that Hinako is like isolated and underwater. That whole scene with Miko and her bickering with her friends, and Hinako's just sitting there. All the sound is drowning out. You can hear the water, there's bubbles going around, and there's fish swimming around the environment that is the classroom, but this isn't like the mental state of Hinako. I'm still down there. I'm still drowning. I'm with my family. Yes, this entire episode is getting a sense that Hinako wants to die. I never survived. I want to be with my family. I don't have anything anymore. That tragedy has broke her to the point where she just wishes that she never lived to begin with. And yes, as the episode wraps up, the final statement that she's giving is that hopefully this mermaid, this creature, this monster that wants to consume me, Hopefully she'll be the one that gives me my release. Maybe she'll be the one that will end me. She wants this. This is something that she wants. And that was even the case when she got attacked by the yokai. As she's being pulled down, it's like, oh, okay, here's this familiar feeling. Here it is. Finally, I can finally rest. This is something that Hinako is seeking. Hinako is seeking death. This is the thing that I did not know was going to be the case of the story coming into it. I knew this was going to be about this mermaid that wants to consume Hinako, and it wants to wait until Hinako matures, so it's super tasty. That whole plot line that I've heard several times. But I didn't know that Hinako herself was seeking death. And this is something that she's going to welcome. And that sort of does add a little bit of an extra nature to this. I like how they portray that so far. But I will admit that it is, meaning that this is a very slow burn so far. It's just kind of in the moment, Hinako just kind of isolated, walking to school, looking over the bridge, looking into the water, again, seeking out that death, going to school, being isolated, every now and then feeling like she's being pulled back out of it by Miko. I think there's an element that Miko is doing her best to pull Hinako out of that, because you'll have those moments where suddenly it seems like Hinako snaps out of it, and suddenly she's talking normal. She's talking a little chippery to Hinako. Yeah, let's go home together. I'll wait for you. That's fine. But then she gets sucked back into the water again, and then suddenly she's losing herself in her own mind before she snaps back to it when she's back next to the water. It's constantly like she's falling deeper and deeper into this water before something pulls her back out of it. And again, it does seem like she's welcoming this loss. She's welcoming this end to her life, which is, yeah, it's kind of a struggle to watch. I think over the last, season or so, we've had a lot of stories like this. But my biggest question mark is probably going to be around Shiori so far. The scaly waifu that wants to eat you. So far, my impression that I'm getting of Shiori is it's probably going to be a case where Shiori has been looking for Hinako because probably Hinako did something for Shiori. I'm going to assume we're going to go with that whole trope there, where sometime in the past, Hinako discovered her, saved her, helped her in some regard, and now she wants to help her again. Now, there's a good chance that Shiori was there to save Hinako when her family died as well. And maybe she feels bad because of the fact that she wasn't able to save the entire family, and so now she wants to be at Hinako's side. That's a possibility there as well. But the important thing here to kind of note around Shiori is it does seem like all the yokai and monsters are looking for Hinako. The yokai that shows up that Shiori kills specifically said, "I've been looking for you. I've been searching for you." Now, the idea there can be that I've been looking for something tasty like you, and I finally found it. But Shiori's pointing out the fact that they have no patience, implying the idea that they know that she will mature, her taste will mature, and thus they're just too stupid. They're unrefined. They don't know how great it is to have this delicacy, mature a little bit more. That all leads me to wonder if Hinako is some sort of bloodline or something special that they're all seeking out. Now, the other question mark that I have is really, who is Miko? Let's be perfectly honest. Miko's gonna be something. No doubt Miko's gonna be something interesting. My assumption coming into the previews and the synopsis and everything, that really didn't imply much about her. But based on the story so far, I would assume that she's either going to be some sort of monster, she's going to be a yokai, she's going to be, I don't know, another mermaid. She's probably going to be a monster too, and it's probably going to turn into a versus between Miko and Shiori, who's going to claim Hinako. Now, the other prediction that I have around Miko is, yes, around the name, Miko, a shrine maiden. My other prediction is going to be the idea that she's going to be some sort of, from a family bloodline or something like that, of people that would want to kill Shiori. Somebody that does banish or kill yokai and whatnot, or push away evil. She could possibly want to take out Shiori to protect Hinako. And that could turn into an interesting storyline as well. But that's sort of my predictions currently right now around Miko. She's too nice. That is probably going to be that she's evil in some way. But yeah, technically her becoming evil could be from the nature of just doing something that Hinako doesn't want. Killing Shiori in order to protect her, for her safety. I will admit, throughout the entire episode, there's so many sus moments with her, it's not even funny. The idea that I was late because my clothes weren't dry yet, I fell asleep without them dry. Yeah, they probably got blood on them or something, and she had to wash them or something. Oh, I got a fever. Man, she's always sick. She got that cold again. She's always absent. It leads me to believe that if she's a yokai or something like that, she's doing a lot of horrible things and then is late to school the next day. Or again, if she is a Miko, she's got a lot of duties late at night, or she's killing yokai and gets dirty or whatever, and thus she's late the next day. She's super sus. But she's super cute, though. She's super cute. Her say is great, so I'm looking forward to more Miko. Hopefully they don't kill her too fast. But that's my thoughts on this Monster Wants to Eat Me so far. Very intriguing start. Like I said before, kind of a slow burn, but I am intrigued to see how this kind of progresses. I was considering covering this show on a weekly basis. It's just going to depend on if there's enough to really kind of discuss. If it is something that you guys be interested in, let me know down in the comments down below. Share this out with your friends. Either way, interested to see where it goes from here. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video as always. If you did, hit the like button down below. If you like this content and want to support the channel more, become a member of the channel. Until next time, y'all take care.